It has been brought to my attention that not only do I have fans that love watching my show and love hearing me talk my shit, but I also have a slew of people who claim they can't stand me but never miss an episode. So, whether you're a fan or a foe, or okay, maybe I should say that differently. Whether you're a fan or a pretend foe who never misses my show, welcome back. That's gonna be my intro from now on because clearly I need to be appealing to all audiences, and some of the people watching me aren't just my fans. Some of them are my coworkers. Just can't let me go. I just can't. I cannot. I literally cannot get out of their heads, and I love that. Lo and behold, they had a little Breakfast Club meeting and spoke about my podcast on it. So let me actually give you something to talk about, okay? Because I'm ready to talk. I have a whole lot of shit to talk about today. It's going to be a pretty long episode from what I presume. But yeah, this is the thing. This is why I'm so grateful for every experience that I've encountered with all these jobs that I've worked and everything that I've done in my life. Because this has taught me, first of all, if you're just listening to the audio, I love you very much. And I love you even more if you're watching the YouTube. But when I'm up here. All those people are down here. So when you're up here, why are you letting people who are down here trigger you and make you reactive and make you want to come back down here to show them who the fuck you are? That's so beneath me. And it's like, I, showed so much grace. I showed so much self-control. I didn't bug the fuck out like I really should have. And I'm honestly a little disappointed in myself because it's like, bitch, no, you should have turned the fuck up and played into the angry black girl narrative that they tried to portray on you. Because also, according to people who don't fucking understand us and don't know how to leave us the fuck alone, when a black woman when that smile falls from a black woman's face, you automatically are presumed to have an attitude. You're automatically presumed to be angry. You're automatically presumed to be judgy. And it's like, no, bitch, I'm having a hard day today. I'm depressed today. I'm anxious today. I don't want to fucking talk today. I think the narrative in the workplace that black women are supposed to only feel two things. You're either extremely fucking happy or you're presumed as being extremely nasty and having an attitude. Like, my life is so much greater than what I was supposed to do in that classroom and what I did in that classroom that, like, I'm in such a better spot that it's like, why wouldn't they be watching me? Why wouldn't they? Girl, they've been watching my TikTok. They've been watching my Instagram. They've been watching my man's Instagram. They've been watching my podcast. Like, please give it a damn break. I was a great advocate for, the equal treatment of special needs children all around. And, a lot of teachers and a lot of school districts are going to say that that's what they want, and they're going to try to push that that's the narrative that they want to portray in their buildings until you have someone like me calling people the fuck out on their inappropriate and weird behavior. Then I'm the bad guy. Then that's not really the end goal here, is it? And it sucks because you got people like that who are like just weird and like totally not supposed to be working with special needs kids, who ruin it for people like me and my boyfriend who are actually have our heart in it and actually like give a fuck about those kids. They ruin it for people like us because we go through situations like that with them weird ass people, and it fucking drains us to no end. Like, then people really tried to ruin my school year. Say whatever the fuck you want about me, because one thing for sure and two things for certain, it'll never be said to my face ever in this life. Of course I sent them a nasty message because at this point, this has been like a whole 9 months of just like the bullshit. Me and my boyfriend have been together the entire time. So our relationship, we just made 9 months like a month ago. The entire duration of our relationship, shit has been weird and people been just on our dick for no reason. So I'm at the point where it's like, stop provoking people who have already asked to be left alone. That's the thing. And it's like, I'm somebody that's going to, have a lot of self-control because this is what I've learned in therapy. I've learned to be less reactive. I've learned to stop giving people that don't deserve my time or my energy a reaction because, like, I have a lot more to lose than a lot of people out here. But, like, I am also somebody who is only going to be quiet for so fucking long. And if you continue to provoke me and you continue to push me, I'm going to lash out and I'm going to violate. And then when I violate people, then they look at me like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. Oh my God. No, I've been sparing you this entire time. Anyway, enough of the negative shit, but I just obviously had to, give my little my real fans their little moment of fame, because I know they've been dying to be addressed, and I want you to listen to the first 10 minutes of this podcast and get your ass the fuck out of here. Okay? That's it. Now, but my podcast is for everybody, whether you like me or you hate me. So, whatever. But let's talk about the good stuff. I have been absent from podcasting for a very long time. I just graduated with my master's at the end of May. And this is why I also say, like, I be literally having, like, the devil and the angel on my shoulder. And the devil is always like, no, bitch, go. Show out. Come on. Like, let's do this. And then the angel is like, girl, like, what? The people that be getting under your skin, like, what the fuck do they have that you don't? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing that you would want. They all have sat around and talked about their miserable fucking lives, and yours has prospered right before their eyes. Like, there's no greater revenge or greater power struggle than that. So, I rest my case. I did what I had to do, and me and everybody that was in that situation that got out, we're all in better positions in our life. So that says a lot. You would think people would be fucking concerned with the care of their students and not the care and not how they fucking feel about me. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, graduated at the end of May. I got my master's in criminal justice from John Jay. That has totally felt like the biggest shift in my life. Like, I don't know. I've heard a lot about, like, life after graduation, and people have always said, like, it can be hard because, jobs are not just pouring in, right after you graduate. You really got to look, you really got to, you're going to have some downtime. You're going to have, and like, I've been a little nervous because it's like, damn, like, what if it doesn't just automatically pop off for me and I get the job of my dreams and I'm just like, like, what if I'm just idle for a while? What if I'm just, not exactly where everybody envisions being at the end of, their academic career. Honestly, right now, I've had my master's for about 2 months or so. I've been applying to jobs every day. I've been going on interviews. I've been talking with people. I've been talking with, people just in the criminal justice field that my dad knows, that my brothers know. Like, I've been getting as much information and acquiring as much knowledge as I can about what it is that I actually want to do. And I've had, like, the first interview that I went on was amazing. But, well, there actually is no but. It was amazing. But, it takes forever for, like, jobs like that to be put into place. So, right now it's just a waiting game. But I'm still applying to different jobs. I've been on every job platform or job search engine that you could possibly fucking imagine. Putting my resume everywhere, just doing my part in trying to get my next steps going. I feel like one of the questions that I hate, that I know people who just graduated have gotten so much, what are you doing now? What's your next step? What's your plan now? And it's just like, after you graduate, I don't know, me, after I graduated, I just wanted everybody to stop asking me that. I wanted everybody to just let me fucking chill, let me catch my breath, bro. I've been really, serious about my studies for like years at this point. Like, I don't know a time without, studying or without homework. Because even when I took the semester before the last one, when I took my semester off, like, I was still studying for my test. I was still doing, the active learning thing. So now it's like, damn, I don't have no homework. I don't have no papers to write. I don't have nothing to do. Like, what is it? But I've been working my ass off. This summer I plan to, work with some of the kids that I met during the school year outside of school. Kick it with them for the summer. I'm working 6 days a week at this point, which is like super fucking draining, but it's okay. Like, the money, I'm just trying to get my money up. I'm trying to stack my money. I'm trying to, do what I got to do. September, I do plan to, continue with my special education career if I don't find anything in the criminal justice field. Just because I wanted to have a backup plan. So, if I don't find anything this summer, which is not a big deal and it's not an issue, it's like, I'm totally trying to take my time with this, because I feel like I don't want to jump into the first job that I get, because it's like, there's so much out there that I could be doing. There's so much out there that interests me also. So it's like, I want to, go on my interviews. I want to meet new people. I want to network. I want to do it all so that when it comes time to meet for me to, look at all my opportunities and all my options, I pick the one that I really, really enjoy, that I think I'm really going to make the most impact in. Because that's really what it's about. Like, I just want to make an impact. I want to, help. I want to add my experience and my knowledge to whatever, organization or company I could work for at this point. But yeah, it's gonna be, and also it'll be a nice slow transition from special education into a criminal justice career. Because I feel like everything in my life lately has been so drastic and been so sudden that I haven't really had the time to process everything. And it's like, I think that's also why I've taken a step back from, my podcast sometimes, because it's like I can't really speak about the things that are going on in my life until I really process them. And there's been a lot. Like, I, got my master's. The school year ended. So I was ending my, I was preparing for that to be my last year in special education. But then I was like, nah, let me, have all my ducks in a row and like have my options set so that if I do find something in the summer, I could just, give my letter of resignation and be on my way and not have to deal with that shit anymore. But, if things don't work out like that, that's okay. And it's also like things have been progressing like very drastically and very fast in my work life. Like, I was in a shitty classroom, then I went back to the classroom that I knew that I loved, and then, things turned around for me. But it was just a lot of like uncertainty and a lot of just emotions that came with the transition throughout the entire school year. And then, hopefully this would be my last year, or that would be my last year working in special education. But if it is not, I am not opposed to that, because I do love that, and my heart is in that, and now I'm in a good environment to where I have no problem going back to that. But yeah, I'm in such a better place. I like, ever since I graduated, my family has been calling me like Justice J, or Your Honor, or Judge. And it's like, it's just a beautiful form of manifestation, because it's like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to really be a Supreme Court justice. I want to be, someone of power that can really, you know, enforce justice, because I feel, yeah, and y'all know, like, corrupt judges and people like that, like, they fuel me. Like, that, I don't know if I ever told y'all this story, but the real reason that I really wanted to be a judge was because of the Meek Mill documentary, where I forget this woman's name. It was a black judge too, a black woman. I forget her name, but she was just being corrupt and putting Meek in jail for like mad long for like unnecessary ass shit. Like when he popped that wheelie and he got in trouble and was in jail for mad long. Yeah, she was behind that. And literally ever since, I think I watched that documentary when I was like 18. And ever since I watched that shit, I've been like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, I really like it. And then seeing people like Clarence Thomas, who's on the Supreme Court right now, who's also a black man, and the things that, like, because it's all over social media, like, you can see the things that, like, they've all voted for, and, like, who voted against it, who voted for it. And he's just always in the negative ass opposing decision. And it's just like, damn, like, why are people like that, like this, in power? Why are people who are, like, you would expect me as a young black girl, you would expect people who look like me or who look like my grandfather, like black men like that in power, who have the ability to, speak out and do the right thing. You would think they would want to be on the right side of the law or the right side of justice, but they don't. Not always. And like, the fact that they don't gives me like motivation, because it's like, I want to be the one to change this whole situation. But I'm excited. Like, I'm happy. I know I'm gonna have to go through a lot of work to really get to where I want to be, but that's not really, like, that has never discouraged me from the plan, which I'm happy about. Oh my God, my family threw me a crazy graduation party, a surprise dinner. And it's so funny because I had been telling my mom, like, because I had went to my friend Ashley, who also just got her master's at Stony Brook in social work. She's also going to be a guest on the podcast, hopefully very soon. We're in the works of that, because she's just like awesome, and she's so smart, and she has her own, we all have our own opinions of things, and her opinions of things, like, and how she articulates herself is so beautiful. So I really, really want her on the show, which she will be, don't you worry. But I went to her graduation party, and I had texted my mom, and I was like, damn, like, I should have, been like, damn, let's plan me a graduation party. Like, I should have been, but I think that I was so focused on finishing that I wasn't even worried about, like the celebratory factor of it afterwards. So I had never said anything about like wanting a graduation party or anything. So my mom was like, okay, like we'll talk about it, whatever. She gives me a date that it could possibly be. She's like, I'm probably gonna pick this date. It's like the end of June or something. So I'm like, all right, like I know the date, cool, whatever. Then there was one weekend where my boyfriend had told me earlier in the week, like, yo, we got a date on Saturday. Like, I'm not gonna tell you where it's at. We're gonna do this, 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 and then we're gonna go to the date, and this is gonna be a surprise. So I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. So now all week, my coworkers are asking me like, yo, what are you doing this weekend? Like, what are your plans or whatever? I'm like, honestly, like, I don't know, but like my boyfriend has like some surprise for me. And now the physical therapist at my school that be helping the kids, me and her are like mad cool. Like I fuck with her. So she was like, I had been telling her like, dang, I kind of want a graduation party, but my mom's been saying like she's planning one for me already, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then I had told her like what my plans were. Like my boyfriend has a surprise for me. Like we're going to do this. She's like, oh my God, what if it's your graduation party? So now I look at her and I'm like, no. No, my mom told me it was the 29th. Like, no, why would it be? No, 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 no. So she's like, all right, whatever, whatever. We go back to Kiki and whatever. Then that Saturday comes and me and my boyfriend went to the beach. We chilled. We had a good time. Like, then he's like, we go back to his house and we both getting ready. He's like, all right, I'm about to take a shower. Like, you get ready. You do your hair. You do your makeup. Do whatever you want to do. I didn't bring no makeup. Cause I'm like, all right, I've been feeling my bare face lately. I got a little something on right now, but nothing too crazy. And especially because it was fucking hot out. So I'm like, I'm not doing no makeup. I just did my hair, curled my hair a little bit, put on a nice little cute black dress. And it's so funny because I was gonna wear an orange dress. Cause I was like, I just bought this orange dress in Colombia that I haven't worn yet. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear this, but I didn't wear it. I packed the black dress, so I wore it, whatever. And when we get in the car, and mind you, it's crazy because my boyfriend's outfit that he came in with after he took a shower was black too. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Like, oh shit, I just hit the mic, my bad. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Like, cool. Like, we look great. So then we get in the car. He's like, okay, I have to blindfold you though. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, like whatever. Because I love shit like that. But like, I'm a little on edge because I'm like, what the fuck is this boy about to bring me to? So then we're in the car. We drive for a little while. Probably like 20 minutes or so. So then I hear him park the car. And I hear him get out. And I hear him walk around my side of the car to open the door for me. So mind you, I'm still blindfolded. So he brings me out. We walk into this place, which I didn't know at the time. But as soon as I put my big toe in the damn door and I heard the background music that was playing, I knew where I was. There's this restaurant that I love down, okay? And I've been going there religiously with my parents. And, like, we went with Drew a couple times. Like, So when I heard the background noise of this restaurant, I was like, I'm at my favorite restaurant. And it's crazy because I had told my mom when we were talking about, like, the graduation party or whatever, I told my mom, I was like, yo, I don't want nothing fancy. I don't want nothing big. Don't spend thousands of dollars on me. We can have it in the backyard and I'll be straight. Because, like, listen, I'm not extra. I'm not, a backyard barbecue is my jam. I fucking love that shit. So I'm like beside myself because I'm like, I know I done told this lady not to book all this shit and pay all this money. And here I am walking into the restaurant. So he's like, all right, you could take your blindfold off. I take my blindfold off. My whole family is standing there and everybody has on orange. So it worked out because I'm like, damn, everybody has on orange and I'm the only one in black. My boyfriend had on black and I think he had on like orange. No, actually, I don't remember what shoes he had on. But we were the only ones in black. So I'm like, damn, this looks mad cute. Like, it just looks good. If I would have worn orange, it would have looked like I was a part of the party. Bro, barefaced, which I'm so happy because I was bawling. When I tell you everybody was standing up, saying amazing speeches about me, saying different things about me. And I'm just like, I was crying the whole time. And like, I was drunk as hell. Everybody was getting me drinks. The food was great. We took pictures. We had a ball. Then we came back to my house and had another like little mini party. Everybody was already done up at that point. But we were just in the house chilling. Like, it was so much fun. Like, my uncles came that I hadn't seen in like forever. It was a really, really, really good time. And then I think the very next day we had went to my uncle's pool. We all came out, chilled for me. We had a good time. We had good food. I remember my uncle, everybody was lining up to get their food or whatever, and he was like, Jay, come to the front of the line or whatever. And I had showed him like the food that I had in the plate, and he was like, nah, that's not even the big piece of chicken or the big piece of, like, he was just really trying to like show me love. And I had a good ass time. Like, my graduation was beautiful. My mom made me this like really nice graduation book that was on everybody's seat at the dinner, that had like, and she took a lot of a lot of excerpts from like my website or like things that I have written over the years. Like, she took a lot of it and put it in the book, along with like pictures that I had been taken by shots by Huncho. Like, every photo shoot that I had did from him was in the book, so it was so cool. And then like in the back of the book was like messages from everybody in my family, my friends, like such beautiful messages. And like at the back of the book, it had like Shots by Huncho stamped on the bottom. So he had like collabed with my mom on the book. Like, that was so cool. Like, I was so happy. I really, really was. And we work together all the time. Like, we have a good system going. Like, we're very creative together. Like, it works. So then when he had sent my pictures back or whatever, my mom my mom had came in my room and she was like, oh my God, your pictures look so good. And I was like, wait a minute. If he just sent these pictures to me, how the fuck she saw them? Not even realizing. And when I had figured it out, I didn't even put it together, and I didn't even ask her about it, because I was like, I don't know, maybe, she asked him for it. Maybe he sent her the link or whatever. I don't know. Come to find out, she knew already, because he sent her the pictures to put in the book. Like, oh, just so amazing. So amazing. Such a good time. I loved it. I had a good time. Then I think the weekend after that, I had thrown my boyfriend a 25th birthday party, which was like a backyard barbecue, which was so fire. It was sneaker themed, because he's a huge sneakerhead. I had decorated like my banister on my back deck with like a bunch of different pairs of sneakers that he had, some that he didn't have. I had sneaker stickers. I had sneaker keychains. Everybody had on their nice little fly outfits with their sneakers. Like, it was amazing. And I did that for him because in the beginning of our relationship, I remember him always saying, like, I've never had a good birthday. And y'all know me. Like, when it comes to my birthday, I go all out. I just went out of the country for my birthday. He took me to Colombia. Like, but birthdays are a big deal for me. So when he said that to me and that was very early on in our relationship, I was like, no, I'm gonna plan this boy a surprise party. So that was literally my plan since like a month into us dating. So then I think like a couple weeks before his party, mind you, this was always my plan. So I had sent it out to his friends, like everybody was coming. It was a good thing. Like, my dad had made all the food, like, because I was gonna cater Chipotle because he loves Chipotle. But like a week before the party, my dad had went to BJ's and bought mad stuff. Because I'm thinking that my dad forgot that I was throwing the party. So I was going to remind him, like, yo, I'm having people over this weekend. Like, it's, you know what I mean? He sent me a picture of like all the stuff that he bought. And he's like, yo, I'm going to cook this weekend. Cancel your food. So I'm like, bet. Got my $300 back from Chipotle, period. And then it's so funny because like I think 2 weeks before the party, me and Drew were in the store one day. And I had told him, we were talking about something. I don't know how it got brought up. But I was like, yeah, I didn't really ask for a graduation party. Like, I just didn't really, that wasn't my priority. And he was like, oh, I would love a party. Like, if I could have a party, I would ask for a party. And I just smiled at him because I'm like, boy, you don't even know that I'm about to throw you a surprise party in 2 weeks. But when he said that to me, it was like, okay, this is the right thing for me to do. Like, he needs this. Like, it's great. So we had the party. He was so grateful. He was so appreciative, which I knew he would be, because things like that, like, he always shows his appreciation and his just like love for me all the time. So I knew that like him walking in and seeing all of his friends, like, and it's so crazy because when he walked in, right, like I have videos of everything. It was amazing. When he walked in and took the blindfold off, he saw everybody in the crowd and was like, kind of like, oh shit. But then like he looked towards his friend that had walked in with him, and then immediately looked at me and immediately locked eyes with me and had the biggest smile on. And I'm like, damn, how did he know that I was standing here? Like, it was just so beautiful. Like, I'm happy. Like, birthdays are important, and I hate that, I hate that there's people like him, or there's men like him, I should say, because you guys know this is a safe place for men. I hate that there's men like him that don't take the day that they were born seriously because they've never had anybody show them like that this is important, or show them like, no, this is your birthday, like you're supposed to go all out for your birthday. So I'm happy that like I could be that person to like make his very first birthday with me ever super special, to where I set the tone for the future, where it's like, oh nah, my girl's gonna do something for my birthday. Like if my family don't, my girl got me. You know what I mean? And it sucks to say, but like his family didn't do anything for him. Yes, they cut him a cake, but it was a cake that he really didn't even like. So it was, you know what I mean? Like it was just them doing something just to do something. Because I feel like, and I was a proud girlfriend. Like I came back to his house with all, the leftover food, the cake, whatever. I was like, oh, this is the cake from his party. This is food you guys dig in. Everybody ate. Everybody had a good time. Like, but it just showed me that like they were appreciative for me doing that for him, because it was something that they would have never thought to do. And it's like, I don't know, just a pat on the back for me, because I love that man. He treats me right. He loves me. He does everything that he could possibly do for me. And me throwing him that party and having all of his friends there, like, and having his two best friends pick him up and bring him, like, he had no idea. He had no idea. And that whole day, I'm texting him like, yo, I'm busy as fuck. Okay, I don't have the time. I can't FaceTime you. I don't have time to do it. Like, listen, I have shit to do today. Okay, I can't tell you what, but I have shit to do. And I see, because what he thought was gonna happen was, he thought his two best friends were gonna pick him up. His two best friends are in a relationship, so he thought they were gonna pick him up and they were gonna bring him to dinner, and I was gonna meet them there, because it's supposed to be like a double date thing. So he was dumb hype for that. He was like, oh shit, that's mad cool, like I'm totally down for that. So he had no idea, and that's really what he was. And they told him like, yo, we gotta blindfold you because we don't want you to see like where we going. Genius, fucking genius. So yeah, he had no idea, just like I had no. And one of my homegirls was like, yo, isn't that so funny how y'all were both planning surprises for each other for months and didn't even know? And it's just like, it just goes to show you how when you love somebody, you're going to go all out for them, and you're going to make sure that they feel loved, and you're going to make sure that they, are taken care of how they're supposed to be taken care of. What I don't fuck with about being in a relationship and being in love, though, is the relationship weight. Because, boy, when I tell you one thing me and that man can do for sure is eat some fucking food. And it's like, I've never been one of those people that's like gonna dwell on the changes of their body, or gonna just be so depressed and just not, want to do nothing or wear certain clothes. Like, I've never been that person, because in the back of my mind and in the deep down in my heart, I am a gym girl. Like, I be in the gym. I ran track in high school. I played volleyball. I played basketball. Like, I did a lot of. I'm an active person. So like, when I take my breaks and I'm not in the gym as I should be, or I'm not eating how I should be, it's never like, it never gets me super down mentally, because it's like, I know that once I get back in the gym, I'm back in. Because once you go back in, and once you get back that little momentum and that mentality that you had when you left, you're back in. Once you're a gym person in your mind, you're a gym person for life. You know what I mean? You just got to get back into it and get back in the swing of things. But I don't know. Listen, this is the summer body I'm giving you this summer. Last summer, it was lit. I had a great summer body, but then I met my man, and he fucked up my life. So, listen, I don't know. This is the body they're going to get. And, if your clothes don't fit right now, buy new ones. Don't fucking, I hate, my mom. Yo, I am sorry, but if you're one of those people who's like, oh, nah, I'm going to save this pair of jeans because next year or in a couple months, I know I'm going to get in them. Listen, I respect that. I think that is so dope to, want to save something to really get your body back right and do. But me, baby, I'm going to buy some new jeans. I'm going to buy some new jeans, and I might put the old ones in the back of my closet. And if I could get back in them one day, I can get back in them. But if I know I'm not going to get back in them, I'm throwing them shits away, and I'm going to the store and get something bigger. Okay, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to. If my clothes don't fit, baby, I'm getting new ones. That's it. Okay, it ain't never been a problem for me. Because, like, I can't. And I know I'm not the person to sit around and, like, just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I've gained a couple pounds since I've been in a relationship. But I'm still fine as hell. My man still loves me. Like, what about it? You feel me? So, like, I don't know. To the girls who are not giving the summer body that they want to give right now, you are alright. You are still a bad bitch. And you are still, like, so fine. And you know that. You'll get back to it when you get back into it. It ain't nothing. What else have I done since the last time you heard from me? I went to the Janae concert. Janae Aiko. Listen. if you are like me and you've been a fan of her since you were like really, really young, a really young teenager, because you got to think about it, like a lot of her like really banging classics are from like years and years ago. Like some of them from 2010, 2012. Like she's been doing this shit for years. But it's like, and I always have been one of those people like, yo, I'm going to see her one day. When I see her, I'm literally going to have the time of my life, whatever. Been talking about it for years. So when her tickets went on sale, baby, I got them. And I went with Tiaja, my homegirl. And it's so crazy because like the week before the show, I had bought tickets, but I was being cheap. And I wasn't trying to spend all the money that I wasn't trying to spend an obscene amount of money. Because mind you, I had, last year when I went to see 50 Cent, my mom paid so much money for those tickets. So, and it was at the same place, the Barclays Center. So I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to spend all this money. Like, you know, I'll just put myself, I wasn't too far from the stage. Like the stage is probably right here on the ground. I was probably in like the stands up here. But I was like, nah, like I've been really praying to see this woman all my life. Like, am I really going to be cheap, or am I going to spend the extra bag and get me a closer ticket to where I'm in her face when she's singing to me? Baby, I sold the tickets that I bought up in the stands. They sold literally the next morning. And I bought me some tickets on the floor. And when I tell you, I snuck Tiaja down on the floor with me. Because I sent her my little screenshot of the ticket. Because you know how they got the people at the stairs like, okay, where you going? So I sent her my screenshot. And I said, girl, show them this and bring your ass. Girl, when I tell you, me and Tiaja was like on the floor to the point where this woman could have sweat on us. Son, we singing, we dancing. Like, bro, I thought I was going to bawl my eyes out. But I didn't cry until she sung Ways. That was probably her second to last song. And when she sung that to me, bro, I'm saying to me because clearly I was the only person in the crowd because there was nobody else there. When she sung that to me, yo, like I just fell apart. And it's so crazy because the atmosphere, like the environment of everybody in there, because it was really just bad bitches. There was a lot of men that I saw, which I loved too, because a lot of men with their girlfriends just, you know, just playing a part and being the best boyfriend ever. I loved that. And then I saw a lot of men like singing, like it was great. The environment was fire. Like everybody was there for a good time, and everybody was there to see who they came to see. You know, Tink was there, Kiana Lede was there, Coi Leray was there. Like I saw a lot of people. Me seeing Tink in person though was honestly very amazing also, because I feel like she does not get the flowers that she deserves to get. And like seeing her up there and like her doing her thing like was really, really good for me. Like I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. But oh bitch, and before I even walked into the show, please follow me, okay? Me and Tiaja are walking into Barclays Center. Mind you, there's mad people, like mad people. So I'm looking at Tiaja. Mind you, there's a whole bunch of people behind us. So we're walking and we're talking. As I look at her, I look behind her and I see somebody that I'm like, I know this woman's face. So I look back, you know, I'm looking back ahead of us as we're walking. And I look back at Tiaja and then I look back at the woman. $1 million worth of game. I have talked about that podcast on this show before. I love them. I think that they're amazing. Gilly and Wallow. I love them. I really talk about them like they're my uncles because like I love them. Amazing fucking podcast. Like, right? So now because I follow Gilly, I follow his wife. Toot. If you don't know Toot, listen. If you don't know Toot, you ain't tuned in for real. And that's all I'm going to say. Baby, why the fuck was Toot behind Tiaja? Why? And I'm like, no. So when I'm looking away, right, because I'm trying to collect myself, because I'm like, baby, that is Toot. You need to act fucking right. Don't be fangirling around this woman. She's gonna think you're weird. Get it together, right? That quick 30 seconds that I got myself together, right? I looked at Tiaja and I said, hold on. And I looked around her and I tapped, you know, Toot. And I was like, hey, can I please take a picture with you? And she was like, of course, baby, like, let's go. Once she said that, I was like, oh, bet. Oh, bet. This is great. This is amazing. So then we moved to the side or whatever. We take mad pictures. Then she's like, oh, can I put my sunglasses on? So I'm like, yeah, girl, I like put your sunglasses on. What the fuck? So we take more pictures. I'm like, yo, thank you so much. Like, I really fuck with your husband's show. Like, I'm so happy I got to see you. And she's like, no, I'm so happy I saw you. Like, you look so great. Like, I'm so happy we got to do this. Like, and I was like, you know, like, thank you so much. Enjoy the show. Like, she was like, you too, baby. Like, whatever. Amazing experience. When I tell you I was fangirling, yeah, I wish Tiaja was here right now, because she would be like that. She almost melted to the ground, literally almost melted to the ground. And it's like, it's crazy because where me and Tiaja were, like on the floor, like when we were watching the show, she was like 2 rows behind us in the middle. So it's like, yo, like what? I literally felt like I was on top of the world. Then like Horrible Decisions is another podcast ran by 2 women. Love that show too. It's amazing. It's super fucking raw and uncut and just really, really good. Like, it's just, it's amazing. And they also have a really, really nice male presence and male audience also that I really fuck with, and I look up to that. Like, that's amazing. But there's 2 co-hosts, and I'm sorry, I don't know the other girl, but Mandy is like the girl that I know that I really started getting into the podcast. Bro, I'm at the concert, right? I'm in my little seat or whatever. I look up, she's literally right here, like right diagonal from my view. And I'm like, damn, everybody in the building tonight, like this was the perfect show to go to. But like, I'm mad I didn't get a picture with Mandy, but it's okay because she was so far to the point where I would have had to literally like go out of my way to get to her. And I don't like being like that person to where it's like, damn, I gotta go travel to get to you, and then I gotta fuck up your vibe because you know what I mean. She just happened to be walking behind me, and it was a perfect opportunity for me to grab her and be like, yo, can I please, like take a picture with you? So it just worked out perfectly. But yeah, I've been really living my life. Like, there's been a lot of fun ass things that I've been doing that I'm just like, I'm happy because I'm getting back into that, because like after Bane died last year, like it kind of, I think that after he died last year, around August, was when I kind of was getting my vibe back. And, like, I was going to concerts. I was, going outside. I was doing my thing. But, like, now I feel like it's really, really back. But I also feel like it sucks because it's, like, pet grief becomes lonely after a while. Because it's, like, everybody around you remembers them. But it's, like, their life goes on. So, like, not to say that, like, people are like, damn, like, you still upset about this dog, like, what the fuck? No, it's not like that, but it's just like, I don't know, same thing with a human. Like, you look around, it's like, damn, everybody's going on without everybody's moving on with their life without my dog. Everybody's coming in and out of my house, like, we having a good time, we drinking, we chilling, and it's like, damn, there's only one presence that's not here, that's supposed to be here, and everybody's just acting like they don't, you know what I mean? But pet grief is lonely in general, and I feel like it is always going to be a lonely journey for me because it's like, especially being that my boyfriend never got to meet him, so like my boyfriend only knows like my posts or my pictures or my videos, so it's like, venting to him, and he's never had a dog either, so like him and Stitch are mad cool, but like he's never had a dog for real of his own, so like that is not something that he can like relate to me on, and it sucks because it's just like there's only a handful of people that really knew Bane and really got to be around Bane who weren't scared of him and who didn't think that he was, intimidating. There's only a handful of people that really got to know Bane like I did, and I miss him. I really do. Like, I be down here all the time, and I was just telling my homegirl, like, I'm in my garage, right? So like where I'm looking, you guys can't see it obviously, but behind y'all there's a garage door that I can open. And every time I have it open, because, I chill down here. I chill and I hang. My friends be coming over. We hang down here. There's a bird that literally will sit right by the door that has an orange belly. The bird is all black, but the belly is orange. I have never seen a bird like this ever in my life, right? Until Bane died. So now every time the garage door is open, the bird will sit right here. I shit you not. The bird will sit right here. I swear to God, I will call Drew right now, and he'll be like, nah, facts. Because last time he was down here, the bird sat there, and I told him about it, and he was like, damn, like, that's mad cool. It'll sit right there. It'll kind of look my way, and it'll kind of stop and just stare and look my way. And then, like, after a while, I started realizing that maybe this is Bane. This is probably Bane trying to communicate with me and be like, yo, I'm here, like, So once, after a while, like, I started, like, saying, like, hi, bird, like, what's up? Like, I'll talk to it. And once I talk to it, like, it'll give me a little waddle and come closer to me. But then it's just like, it'll probably stay for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it'll fly away. But it's, bro, when I tell you, it is consistent. Because every time this door is open, that bird will sit right there. So it's just like, little signs like that just make me feel good. And also, like, I think my emotions are really, really high when it comes to the grief aspect of my life, because my my brother Khalid's birthday was July 6th. And we all got together, and we did our usual thing. We sat around, we smoked, we drank, we chopped it up. We did a lot. And I every year it just pulls at my heartstrings. Everything pulls out my heartstrings at this point, because I've lost so much, I've gained so much, so much has happened. Like, I'm an emotional woman, but I'm also a fierce woman, and I think that, I definitely need to get back into therapy, because I probably haven't been to therapy in probably like months. Since the last time you guys heard from me was probably the last time I went to therapy. And I noticed that, and there'll be little things that I'll go through, or that, will happen to me, where I'm like, I'm handling this wrong. I need to go back to therapy. Like the situation with my ex-coworkers, finding out that they're watching my show and talking shit about me. Like, girl, that shit pissed me the fuck off. That shit really had me hot. That shit really, listen, and I cursed a few people out, and I did a few things that I'm probably not proud of. But it's when you stop working on yourself, and when you stop trying to do the work that you've been taught, and you start to go back into your old ways, and just be succumbed to who you used to be. Shit like that happens. You relapse, and a motherfucker will try you at the wrong time, and it'll bring out that demon in you that you've been trying to put to sleep for so long. But yeah, I definitely need to get back into therapy, because the Jay that is actively in therapy and actively healing and actively growing would have heard that shit and been like, man, fuck them people. Okay, I'm about to put 2 podcasts out right now, and they gonna really have something to talk about, which is what I'm doing right now. So I ain't that far from it, but yeah, I definitely need to get back in therapy, because there's just a lot that's been going on also. And I think the reason that I haven't been trying to go to therapy is because I'm just like, listen, I love my therapist. I have a good relationship with her. Like, she's cool as fuck. But there be times where it's just like, you don't want to be told about yourself, for real. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing that I'm really doing in my life that would require her to really get in my ass. But it's like, therapists are priors. They're supposed to be priors. That's what they're here for. They're supposed to ask questions. They're supposed to, pick with you and figure out what you really feel, and figure out why you're really acting how you're acting. Like, that's their job. Sometimes a motherfucker don't want to be picked with. Sometimes I don't want to be, I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to answer no questions. I don't want to be grilled. I don't want to be ridiculed. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm at a point where I'm not interested in that shit right now. Do I want to go back to therapy? Yes. Will I right now? Probably not. But, like, I will get back. But right now, I know that, like, I just need a minute for me. And yes, it's been a long minute, but it's okay, because I need a minute for me. And if I need a minute for me, I need a minute for me, and that's it. But yeah, I feel like my podcast has also been at a standstill because of, like I said, like, everything's just been drastically progressing so suddenly in my life, that I've just been focusing on the processing part. So, it's been a while since I've had collaborations. It's been a while since I've, put anything up on my podcast page. It's been a while since I, did anything. But, like I said before, I'm trying to bring Ashley Lee on my podcast, who is my sister who just got her master's in social work. I'm definitely trying to get her on the show, because it's been a year since it's been a year. 2 days ago was a year since I had my last collaboration. And that last collaboration was with Tiana Heath. It was the episode called Queen to Queen, which is a great episode. And yeah, I want more connections like that. I want more episodes where it's, 2 black queens coming together to talk about what the fuck they know and what the fuck they want to do in life. And I think that's so dope. And when I bring her on, you guys are going to understand why I speak so highly of her, because it's just such a dope connection, and we have such a dope history together, that it's like, she's just great. But don't worry, she'll definitely be on the show. I definitely think that is somebody that I need to definitely reach out to and get collaborating with. Now, I just spoke for 51 minutes straight. Like, I'm exhausted, but I'm like so happy that I got to really come back and just do another episode for y'all to really get my foot back in. It's crazy because 2 days ago I recorded this exact episode and I hated it because I was just so like, I was so perseverated over like just the negativity that I had to get through on the show that I just couldn't even be engaged or be interactive with the positive. So, it was just a lot. Like I had to do it again. I had to give myself another shot. And that's happened. This is probably the second time that that's happened to me where I hated an episode that I recorded and I just couldn't even fathom rewatching it. So I was like, no, I got to do this again when I wake up with a clear mind and a clear heart and everything's just cool. So here we are. The last topic on the show that I really, 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 really want to talk about that I think is really important, and I think it's important to talk about it because there have been people that I've brought it up to in my everyday life who are very in the dark, who don't know anything about what I'm talking about or anything about what's going on in the world. I just posted on my Instagram probably last week, and I said that everything that's going on in the world and in office right now should affect everybody in my generation. We are the next generation of adults, and we have to really come together and step up when it comes to knowing what's going on in our world and figuring out what we can do ourselves to change it if we don't like it. If you don't know, and if you have not done your research, I would like you all, if you don't take anything away from this episode, if you have not learned anything yet, which I'm sure you have because I'm a very, very philosophical woman. But if you haven't learned anything yet, I want you to do your research on Project 2025. Project 2025 is something that, Trump and his administration plan to implement as soon as he is to be inaugurated if he was to win the next presidential election. Now, it's not until November. I know that's what you're probably going to say. It's not until November. We're in July. Why do we worry about this? No, it's a now issue. It was a yesterday issue, actually. But this Project 2025 is basically a manuscript of the things that they're going to put in order as soon as Trump is reelected, if he is reelected. I'm going to read you some of the things that I have, some of the bullet points that I have learned that are in Project 2025 that I think would really sway your judgment. Now, when I say these things, like I said, I really need everybody to do your research because the lack of education and the lack of understanding that we have on this is going to fuel them even more. Because I think that, it's going to be something that, let's say Donald Trump wins. God forbid. Oh my goodness. God forbid. Let me knock on every goddamn piece of wood I got. God forbid he wins. Listen, this is also not a place for you to spew your political beliefs and spew. Like, I've done a very good job at keeping this podcast away from the political subject altogether. But at this point, being that I want to be a judge one day, and I just stand biased and don't say anything when I have the platform to do so about, the people that are in power that are trying to dismantle the entire infrastructure of the United States when I'm trying to be a judge and I'm trying to raise black children one day. That's a problem for me, and that's something that I really need to address. And if I have the platform to do it, which I do, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I hate the political conversation. I don't want to, judge anybody for who they're voting for, who they stand with, who they believe in. I don't care. But as long as I educate the people who don't know and the people who don't have an idea of what the people that they're trying to vote for actually are trying to do in our country, I need to relay the message. So I'm going to read some of these bullet points for you on what they're trying to do with Project 2025. And if and only if in my comment section you want to have a little debate, if you want to tell me a little bit of your knowledge, I'm here for it. Listen, I'm not going to say that I am the fucking epitome of all political information. I'm not. But I want to share what I know so that it becomes what you know and that you can grow and develop further on your knowledge. So, Project 2025 plans to cut Social Security, cut Medicare, which is extremely important for our elders, which your aunts, your grandmas, anybody that's elderly who is on Medicare right now, they're going to try to cut that. Teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools. Ban African American and gender studies. Ban books and curriculum on slavery. Now I'm going to stop right there because there's a few more that I have, but I want to stop right there because let me tell you something. I'm an African American woman. I don't know if y'all have watched this podcast long enough to understand that, but I'm an African American woman who wants to raise black children. And if I, reproduce and have these children, then they can't even learn about African American studies or about slavery, which is the history of our people. That's a problem for me. That's what I learned in my day in school, and quite frankly, what I learned wasn't even enough. It barely scraped the surface of what actually needed to be talked about. So now banning it all together is an issue for me, like a huge issue. And I also feel like when history goes unaddressed, it often repeats itself, and that's scary as fuck too. Predator 2025 plans to defund the FBI and Homeland Security, which are two major entities that we absolutely need in this country. And first of all, Donald Trump was granted full immunity as president of everything that he did while he was president. That has never been done before in the history of presidents. There's no limits on what he can do and what he can get away with. That is so scary. He could kill somebody and still be, granted immunity, no problem. And one of the Supreme Court justices that voted for him to have that immunity is a black man named Clarence Thomas. Do you understand why I'm so angry? Is it making sense now? And bro, I'm applying for jobs in the FBI. I'm applying for jobs in Homeland Security. How you going to defund what? Child, anyway, they're trying to eliminate the Board of Education. Moment of silence for that shit, because that in itself is scary as fuck. They're trying to end marriage equality, ban Muslims from entering the country, raise the retirement age. Oh, that makes total sense because Donald Trump is 78 and Biden is 81. So of course they would want the retirement age to be raised because they are damn near in their fucking 80s when they should be worried about their chronic illnesses and retiring and being somewhere in Florida living their best life with their grandchildren. They're worried about implementing horrible projects like this that are going to literally cause our country to fall so fast. And if our country falls so fast, do you understand how long it will take for us to get to the point that we are at right now? Man, listen. They want to ban contraceptives. They want to put a complete ban on abortions without exceptions. Listen, this is my biggest thing on the abortion thing, because when they overturned Roe v. Wade was when I really knew we were fucking screwed. Listen here. If you don't have a uterus, why are you making decisions on what we can and can't do with ours? That's weird to me. And a lot of people in power, these are old white men who have literal male genitals that have nothing to do with women as a whole and know nothing about our bodies, know nothing about what we go through, know nothing about some of the traumatic things that go on with women who are pregnant. Because there's a lot of women out there who get pregnant by their abusers or their, you know. And now you're going to tell them that they have to have this baby by this abuser and be reminded of their trauma every day? Like, I don't even know. I don't even understand. I don't even understand how things like this, And it's like, for me, I'm sorry, but I think Biden is our best option. Because yes, he is old, but that is the only real thing that people can say about him. Yes, he's old and he's not moving fast enough in office. That's really the only two things that I've heard so many people say. But let me tell you something. If anything was to happen to that 81-year-old man, do you know who's standing behind him? Do you know who his vice president is? A black woman who I know would absolutely do her best to do what she needed to do in office if he was not to be around anymore. But with my thinking, because obviously I'm a deeper thinker and I'm also super tied into this mentally, my concern, right, is there's going to be white racists who are thinking exactly like me and who are like, hell nah. That man is 81. If something happens to him, we're not going to I don't want that black woman in office. That is so crazy to me. Like the I don't even understand. These are just like, at this point in their lives, they're so old that they should not be doing anything in office with us. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I don't know. Them granting him full immunity and placing him above the law, like, all of that is crazy. Like, all of that is crazy. Who, like, the fact that Donald Trump just came in and completely shifted everybody's reality and shifted everybody's life is crazy. Like, it's insane. And I also want to speak to the people who are like, oh, I'm not going to vote. I don't know who to vote for. Like, please don't do that. Please do not be one of those people who don't vote, because that's what they want. Voting, as I know it sounds so cliche and so repetitive, our voting right is our right to expression. That is the only way that we can actually make a difference in our country. And us not voting, if you don't vote, you don't have a say on what goes on. And it'd be the main people that don't vote that are speaking the loudest about, oh, I don't like our president. Oh, I don't like that they do this. You didn't vote, babe. We have to vote. That is our right. And if this continues and we continue to let the white supremacists and the racist and prejudiced people have the floor and have their platform and their space that Trump has created for them to have, oh, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. We have to vote. We have to get out there. We have to, because I was one of those people that was saying, oh, I'm not going to vote either. I was one of those people. There's a fucking fly in here that I fucking hate flies. But I was one of those people too where I was like, oh, I'm not going to vote. I don't know. I'm staying as far out of this as I can possibly do. No, bro, that's the problem. They want us to be uneducated. They want us to not vote. They want us to not understand what they're actually trying to implement. And I'm telling you, we need to be better as a society and actually come together and be knowledgeable about everything that's going on and actually stand our ground and choose who we want to choose and vote for who we want to vote for. But we still need to vote 110%. But the biggest thing for me is, like, I just don't understand how these old white people are still so stuck in 1960. This is not 1955. LGBTQ people are a thing. Black people are a thing. The Hispanic community is a thing. The Asian community is a thing. We are no longer the minority. We all have rights to life. We all have rights to, everything that we want to have rights to. And I feel like this project is really going to shake shit up if it was to be implemented. And I would hate that, because that would just take us forever to really come back and, rebuild the life that we have built thus far. Also, this is why this is going to be the last thing that I talked about, because I don't have nothing to say about this, right? Did y'all see Donald Trump get shot in the ear? Or supposedly get shot in the ear? Listen, that has all the Trump supporters in an uproar, okay? Please. I went to, like I said, I'm watching some of my students outside of school, whatever. And one of my students' father, I guess, clearly is a Trump supporter. Clearly that's his man's or whatever. Because why does this man, like, it was literally the day after Trump supposedly got shot that I had to go watch this boy, right? His father comes out of his bedroom with a MAGA hat on, with a MAGA shirt on. I'm like, ew. Like, what? Ew. And it's I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh at all. But it's like, the only thing that I'm going to say about that whole debacle is this thing that I seen on Instagram, right? And it said, I hope everybody has the same energy when it's a third grade classroom instead of an ear. That's all I'm going to say. Because, baby, they ate with that one. I forget the girl's name or the man's name that wrote that shit, but they ate with that one. Because please, y'all are so upset about that. And apparently, the Secret Service let out a little information that he wasn't actually hit by the bullet. The bullet hit a teleprompter, and the glass from the teleprompter cut his ear. Oh, my God. Yo, goodbye. Listen, Listen, I'm gonna end off this show. I told you it was. I don't know. When I edit this, we'll see how long it actually is. But right now, it's saying an hour and 10 minutes, which I figured, because there was a lot to talk about. But listen, I'm gonna end the show like this. What I want you to take away from me, right, and take away from my extremely large rant today, is this: work on being less reactive. Because when you're less reactive, it's super hard for people to get under your skin, right? And I think that the less people get under your skin, the more that your respect is earned. Because then it's like, oh damn, she don't really give a fuck that we doing all this shit. She don't really give a fuck, you know what I mean? Like, work on being less reactive. Nobody is worth taking you out of your comfort zone. Nobody is worth taking you out of character. Nobody is worth bringing you too high or too low. Nobody. Work on being less reactive. Do your research on the things that are going on in the world. Don't be one of those people where it's like, oh, I hate politics. I'm not watching the news. It's so negative. I can't do it. Blah, blah, blah. I used to be one of those people. I did not watch the news for years, bro. Every time it was on in my house and my dad was watching it, I would leave and go to the other room because it is negative. Once you turn on the news, you're going to see so many negative stories, so many negative things going on. Like, it's just, that's what the news is at this point. But you still got to watch it because you still got to be informed. You still got to know what's going on. As the new generation of adults and us all in our 20s right now, like, we have to know everything that's going on. It's important. And us, choosing to turn a blind eye and not be educated on what's going on in our nation, that is what they want. They're trying to 100% make our country whites only again. That's their derogatory. That's their mission. That's really it, y'all. That's really all I have to say today. This was a good episode. I think we really covered a lot of ground. We talked about a lot. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back in the swing of things. I'm definitely going to get some collaborations going because it's summertime. And y'all know in the summer is when I get my most podcast work done. Despite last summer because my dog died. But yeah, y'all know in the summertime I really be on my shit with my collabs, with my, content, all of that. So I plan to really be back on your timeline very soon. That sounded like SpongeBob. Y'all ever see that video where that episode where he's in the marching band and they singing or whatever? Yo, I'm dead. But yeah, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope y'all are living y'all best life. I hope y'all are going to therapy, y'all going to the gym, y'all doing everything y'all got to do to feel good, be good, all of that. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Love y'all.